Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Jaron Boots Ennis defends his title successfully against KAREN CHUKHADZHIAN of the Ukraine. These two have fought before. They fought in January of 2023, and it was a complete whitewash. Boots won every round on every card. Why are they fighting again, you might say? Well, the IBF deemed Chukhadzhian to be the mandatory, and we all sort of yawned a bit, rolled our eyes as to say, do we need to see that again? Not really. But it was a much different fight second time round. And Chukhadzhian, really, before this fight, before the rematch, he was saying how awful he was in the first fight and what he was going to do and how he was going to do things differently. And we're all like, yeah, all right, mate, whatever, save your breath, go in there and prove it. And he did go in there and prove it, because even though I had this a clear win for Boots, I did 117-109, which I think one of the judges did. Chukhadzhian fought his heart out, and he left it all in the ring, and he didn't stop trying to win. I mean, the first thing you got to say about Boots is he is absolutely enormous for welterweight. I mean, he's 27 now, and after the fight, he was talking about moving up to 154. So maybe it is time for him. I mean, he's 5'10", 27, you're coming into your prime, aren't you? Physically, you're probably bigger than you were in your early 20s, certainly. It's much more difficult to take the weight off. But that isn't the whole story, because for the second fight running, Boots Ennis was getting clipped and hit hard with flush punches. If you remember the David Avanesian fight, I mean, that was a sort of homecoming for him. And he was getting stung, not buzzed or anything, but he was getting hit by Avanesian. Avanesian's a good fighter, a good European-level fighter. And Chukhadzhian is a world-class operator, no doubt about it. And Chukhadzhian was landing flush punches, I mean, on Boots, nothing wrong with his jaw at all. And the fact that he absorbed so many flush punches, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because you could say, well, he's got a great chin. He's proven that, certainly. But at the same time, you don't want to be taking flush punches. Chukhadzhian has 24 wins, 13 KOs. This was his third defeat. And he is a good operator. He's 28, so he's in his prime. He's a crafty, world-class operator. And from the word go, I mean, the first 4 rounds, it was pretty even for, first 6 rounds. Yeah, it was pretty even stuff. Chukhadzhian was punching with Boots. Chukhadzhian's an orthodox fighter. Ennis is a southpaw. And Chukhadzhian, even though he didn't look, he wasn't physically as strong as Boots, he was standing sort of, in the pocket or on the periphery of it and exchanging punches and threading punches through as they were coming at him. Now, that's extremely dangerous to do when you're in there with a bona fide banger like Jaron Ennis. But he didn't care. It's like the first time round, I was safety first. I ran like hell. I embarrassed myself. This time, if I'm going to get beaten, I'm going to get beaten trying to win. And that's exactly what Chukhadzhian did. And he was doing little sort of 180s, like punching and then moving, getting out. And so, beautiful footwork actually at times from Chukhadzhian, really giving Ennis angles and not letting him plant his feet and get set for the real power shots. Having said that, Ennis himself was landing very, very good punches. And credit to Chukhadzhian. He was shaken. I mean, you could see that Ennis's punches were having more effect on Chukhadzhian than Chukhadzhian's punches were having on Ennis. No question about it. He was pushed back and he was shaken, but there was no quitting the guy. They played the Ukrainian national anthem, was sung a cappella by an opera singer beforehand. Ukraine can be proud of the guy. He didn't embarrass himself at all the second time round. He kind of made up for that non-performance in the first fight. Now, in the 5th round, Boots finally had a little breakthrough, because I think the first 4 rounds, like I say, were pretty much even. You might say they were 2 each, maybe. But the 5th round, Boots had a breakthrough where he really did hurt Chukhadzhian, got him into a corner and unloaded. And Chukhadzhian seemed to sort of take a knee. He was getting clipped flush, and he took a knee. He got up, and everyone's thinking, including myself, maybe the boom is about to be lowered. But in actual fact, Chukhadzhian made it to the end of the round, regrouped, and then came back quite well. Ennis's work was more consistent. He had heavier hands. He was physically clearly the stronger man. He's like enormous for a welterweight. They were both landing clean. I would like to have seen Ennis get on the jab and just, work for the openings and then lower his power. But in the corner between rounds, Bozy Ennis was saying, "Get him out of here, get him out." That's all you were hearing between rounds. Get him out of here, knock him out, finish him. Well, all right, but how about giving your fighter some idea of how to do it? Your fighter is in the eye of the storm, and a trainer's job is to observe from the outside and say, okay, he's doing this, you need to come in and do this. He's doing that, come in and do this. None of that. Get him out of here. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. What are you talking about? Get him out of there. This had sort of echoes of that god awful Teofimo Lopez corner work when he fought, Kambosos. Worst corner work I've ever seen. And this weren't a great deal better, to be honest. It was terrible. If he told Ennis, just, get on the jab, work behind the jab, fire your backhand, he's punching with you. So try and control the range. You're bigger than him, you're longer dimensions. Just, be sensible, be a bit more sensible with your boxing. Power box fight, or whatever tag you want to put on it. But they're going to have to work very, very hard on Ennis's defence because it's just not good enough. He's shipping way, way too much punishment. And okay, you can take it from Chukhadzhian, who's a relatively light puncher, or a European level fighter like Avanesian. But what are you going to do if it's Stanionis in the other corner, or I don't know, Virgil Ortiz? Well, Virgil Ortiz 154 now. He might have gone up, hasn't he? Or let's say he does go up to 154 and faces Bud. I mean, come on, you shouldn't be getting hit. You certainly shouldn't be getting hit that much. Even if you're a front-footed fighter and you're risking getting clipped, ultimately there is always that danger. But to be hit consistently, like Boots was being hit, I think that's an alarm bell, and he needs to go away and work on that. Now, they did ask him afterwards, could you not really get up for this fight? And he was kind of admitted that he couldn't really. Probably the same for Avanesian as well. That was a bit of a homecoming for him. These two fights have been with Matchroom. I don't know. I think Boots is saying, you put me in there with someone great and I'll be great. And there is that argument to be made. Yeah. Because you get focused. This was the thing, you see, Ennis, I think, with Chukhadzhian, this is the rematch, Ennis was like, I fought this guy before, he didn't win a round off me on any card, this is going to be pretty easy. Whereas Chukhadzhian was on a sort of redemption mission. I was crap in the first fight, I'm definitely going to, give my all in this fight and be much, much better. And he was. But there's no doubt that, Boots Ennis, he's got talent. There's no doubt about him. Immense talent and great physical strength. I mean, he really is an imposing figure. But I don't think he uses his attributes as much as he should. There wasn't enough jabbing. There weren't enough body punching. And the corner work was terrible. Just terrible. So, yeah. Okay, I mean, tell me what you think. What do you think about Boots? What do you think about his performance? Do you think Boots was under par? If so, why? Just leave your comments below. I'll have a read. And of course, thank you for your time as always. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And please hit the like button because you're helping the channel out. And it doesn't cost you anything, does it? It just takes a second to do that. So thank you for that. And yeah, decent fight, actually. Surprisingly entertaining. But let me know what you think. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and bye for now.